Hey guys, great to see you. Joe here. Welcome to another lesson. Thanks ever so much for joining me. Perhaps if you enjoy the video, you could click on the like or the subscribe. That'd be fantastic. Okay, so let's take a look at some tips which may help you with your blues playing and things like that. Okay, we're going to be looking at variations on chords and things like that, which should really enhance what you're trying to do with your blues. Now, typically speaking, when we start out learning the blues, let's just say in the key of E, we tend to kind of play around these open shapes, yeah? So we've got our E there, and we've got our A here we just dropped down to in the open position. So it's all around that open, and then we've got our B7, our A, okay, now that's E, okay. Now one very important thing with that set of shapes is that we can do a lot with this long A position. Now I know that this is something that a lot of people struggle with because I've had many messages and emails and things about, you know, I just can't manage to play this shape because my fingers won't stretch that far. Now ultimately guys, that's just down to practice. Your fingers will be able to do this in time and you should be able to get on top of this position. Now if you can't on the second fret here in the A position, then one way to accustom your fingers to being able to do this shape is to move right up the fingerboard. So let's say like on the starting on the 9th fret here with our index finger and then putting our pinky on the 12th fret there. Now we can kind of test the shape and see that it's working and things, you know, by playing it there. And what you'll find is you should be able to play it higher up the fingerboard because obviously it's not the same stretch. It gets narrower as we go up the fingerboard. So the idea is that you bring it down and see how far you can come down before you start encountering problems, okay? And then you need to go back up and work between the positions that you're struggling with. Now a little bit of daily practice is going to help you enormously here. So, you know, the aim of the exercise is to get from somewhere where it's comfortable to down in this A position, okay? Because this comes into so many classic blues songs, you know, with like Robert Johnson, Big Bill Broonzy, you got like Love in Vain. So it's a very, very kind of important shape for us to learn. We shouldn't brush that aside. So these are the open positions which a lot of us tend to gravitate towards when we're starting out with the blues. Now, of course, there are many different positions that we can play these chords in, and it's in our interest to learn about these positions because it's going to make us a much more versatile guitarist. So for example, instead of playing our E here, we can play it up here, so like a D position, yeah, just moved up 2 frets, and we have an E. And now if we're going to play the E in this position, what it does mean is that we can't play the 4th and 5th strings because they're not going to make a lot of sense and they're going to make it sound wrong, as it were, okay? So we're looking at the bottom 3, that's an E chord, and the top one is an E note. Now I've looked at this type of idea before, okay, so if you're interested in exploring these shapes, you can take a look at my Mississippi River Blues lesson and it covers these shapes, okay. So we're playing an E here, okay, and then instead of say playing a B here, a B7 here, we can use this shape again. So this is an A7, so this is obviously a B7 because we've moved it up, A sharp, B. Okay, so if we're cycling between this E and then we can go back to our A here with a long A, okay, so that's one way we can play a different E. Play a different B. So you can see how important this long A shape is. It comes into blues a great deal, you know, and it also comes in when we play in these turnarounds. You know, we might play a So we need to be able to stretch our fingers these kind of distances if we ever really want to truly master the blues.